Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of ENX versus the NFL. Sorry for the little hiatus. We are back, and we are excited for Week 11. I'm pretty sure we had a decent week last week. Last week we went 7-6, 6-6-1, so pretty even week. Brings our total to 94-45 money line, 81-53-3 against the spread this season, so not too shabby. So we are going to start off this week 11 talking about my Cincinnati Bengals, who just lost last night. I'm recording this on Friday, and I'm in misery. So someone take me out. But we're hitting on the first game of the week. We got the Browns at the Steelers right here. Steelers are 1.5-point dogs according to FanDuel, which is interesting. The Browns are going to be without Deshaun Watson for the entire season, which is very interesting. It's going to kind of be interesting to see how they rock with DTR. I saw that Joe Flacco is on the way to be the savior for the Browns, so that should be exciting. But to me, I think this game really boils down to the Steelers being an underdog. And I think that is leading me to take the Steelers in this game just because you're getting the Browns without Deshaun. DTR has not been good, and I trust the Steelers offense more than I trust the Browns, where I'd say the Browns defense is obviously better than the Steelers, but it's not by that same margin. So give me the Steelers to win and cover this one. Next game, we have the Raiders at the Dolphins. This is a 12.5-point spread right now. Looks like Colton Miller did not participate in practice. Max Crosby and Marcus Peters were limited, not too shocking there. Waddle was a full participant, and it looks like A-Chain is actually going to be coming back this Sunday. For me, this is the Dolphins against an inferior team, which is we've seen them beat up on bad teams. I could see the Raiders slowing down the game and covering the 13. I could see a little backdoor cover here with some late touchdown magic, but I don't think the Dolphins are the kind of team that really lets off the gas against these bad teams. It seems like they really like to pile on. So give me the Dolphins to win and cover the 12.5 here. I just don't love the Raiders to cover this because the Dolphins have been murdering bad teams, and I don't think the Raiders are that great. We've got the Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions. The Lions are 7.5-point favorites. It looks like Justin Fields is going to be back for the Bears, which is big for them. Tremaine Edmonds did not practice, so we will see how it goes with him. The only non-participants were Isaiah Buggs and Jonah Jackson for the Lions. That's pretty huge. To me, what kind of Justin Fields are you going to get here? I could see them covering 7.5 with Justin Fields just because Bagent has not been great, and I really do think he adds a spark to that offense to get them a little bit more than what they have. But to me, I think the Lions are really good. I'm going to see the over-under is on this game too. 47.5, so they think there's going to be some points scored. So I could see the Bears covering this, but mostly I think this is mostly going to come down to the Lions putting it on them. So I'm going to take the Lions to win and cover the 7.5 against the Bears. I just don't think Justin Fields is going to be that great coming back on his first start, especially against the Lions defense, who has been suspect. They let up a ton of points to the Chargers, but I think that Chargers offense is probably a little bit more talented than what they have in Chicago. The Tennessee Titans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think the Jaguars are 7-point favorites is what I'm seeing. 7-point favorites. That is a bit surprising to me. 11 injuries for the Titans, man. Andre Dillard and Treylon Burks, Tannehill and Levis both went full, but Levis is the starter, so that really doesn't mean too much for the Tannehill thing for me. Zay Jones was limited. See, this is so hard because the Jags are coming off that horrific game against the Niners where they just got blown out. The Titans lost pretty handedly to the Buccaneers. To me, I'm going to take the Jaguars to win a cover. I think their defense has been good. I mean, they got shellacked by the Niners, but Niners are one of the best teams in the league. I think that defense could really get to Levis, especially with the fact their offensive line is playing so badly. I don't really trust this Jags offense, but I think they could probably expose the Titans. I don't love the Jags to cover the 7, but I'm going to take it because I think the Jags do win. I could see a backdoor cover with the Titans, but that offensive line is just scaring me too much. Give me the Jags to win and cover. We've got the Cardinals at the Texans, one of the most interesting games of the week to me. The Texans are 5.5-point favorites. Nobody too huge on the injury report that I can see right now for the Cardinals. For the Texans, they have 18 injuries, which is insane. Robert Woods, Laremy Tunsil, Noah Brown, and Jimmy Ward were all non-participants, so that's not good. Texans coming off that huge win against the Bengals. The Cardinals coming off against a big win for themselves, too. This is going to be a really interesting game. I think this could be really high scoring. What's the over-under for this one? 48.5. Yeah, they think this one's going to be high scoring. I like the Texans to win, the Cardinals to cover. I think the Cardinals are feisty with Kyler Murray. I think he adds an element to that offense that we hadn't seen in a while. He made Trey McBride be a focal point of that offense, so that's great to see. And I don't know, I think that Texans defense played well against the Bengals, but I think towards the end it started to get a little bit exposed. I don't think I trust their defense that much. I think their offense is great. I think CJ Stroud has been unbelievable, but I do think that the Cardinals can keep this one close. I could see this game coming down to a late field goal or a late cover by the Cardinals. Another big spread. We've got the Cowboys at the Panthers. The Cowboys are 10.5-point favorites. Nobody too huge on the Cowboys injury report. Hayden Hurst was out with a concussion. Brian Burns, Chark, and Woods were all limited. I just don't think the Panthers have a lot going for them this season. I struggle to see how this is a 10.5-point spread, to me, honestly. I think this happened before. The Cowboys did lose to the Cardinals. Man, the Cowboys are going on all cylinders right now. I like the Cowboys to win a cover 10.5. I don't like big spreads in the NFL. It's tough. Those guys get paid too. But the Cowboys look unstoppable, and the Panthers don't look great. So give me the Cowboys to win and cover 10.5. Got another weird game. The Chargers at the Packers. Chargers are 3-point favorites. Keenan Allen did not practice on Wednesday. Blue Mack got a rest day. Gerald Everett also did not practice. Joey Bosa, full participant. A lot of guys limited and injured for the Packers. Looks like Jair, Christian Watson, Aaron Jones, Ellington Jenkins, and Kenny Clark were limited and/or it just looks like Jair did not practice. This is tough, man. I think both these teams kind of stink. Which team do I think stinks the less? Lower over under 43.5. I don't love taking all of these favorites. I really hate this game. I have no idea. This one's tough. This one's kind of going to be a weird one. I could see this going either way. But give me the Chargers to win a cover. I think I trust them a little bit more. Not much. But Chargers to win a cover seems like the play to me. We've got the Giants at the Commanders. Commanders are 9.5-point favorites. Looks like Tommy DeVito will be going again for the Giants, which is not great. Looks like Kevon Thibodeau, Bobby Okereke, Dexter Lawrence, Jalen Hyatt, Adoree Jackson, and Evan Neal all did not practice on Wednesday, I think. Curtis Samuel was limited, and Antonio Gibson was not a participant. Tommy DeVito had a rough going, didn't he, last week? That was bad. I don't think it's going to get that much better against the Commanders. I think the Commanders' defense is a little bit weaker, obviously without Montez Sweat and Chase Young. Man, that Giants offense isn't good. That Giants offense is not good. I think the Commanders could get after them a little bit in the past game. Sam Howell's looked a lot better. He's taken a lot less sacks over the last 2 games, and I think that trend continues here with a banged up defense, it looks like, for the Giants. Give me the Commanders to win a cover the 9.5. This is the week for large spreads. We've got the Niners at the Buccaneers. Niners are 11.5-point favorites. Devin White and Mike Evans were limited. Devin White did not practice. Trent Williams played through his ankle injury, and that was pretty much it. Yeah, the Bucs just smacked the Titans, so I could see a game where the Bucs keep this close. 11.5 is a lot. The Niners look good again. They look back. Brock Purdy had a really good game against the Jags, especially with Trent Williams being back. I think the Niners can control this game in pretty much all 3 facets. I think that defense can get after Baker, make him have some trouble under pressure. I hate it giving the Niners to win a cover the 11.5. We're picking all the big spreads, and this is going to be a week that they all don't hit. They're not going to cover because it's the NFL. It's hard to cover big spreads. These guys get paid too. We've got the Jets at the Bills. The Bills are 7-point favorites. Billy Turner did not practice. Mekhi Becton was limited. Garrett Wilson was also limited, so I don't love to see that. That's my guy for my fantasy team. Defense is still banged up for the Bills. Micah Hyde was limited, Benford was limited, and Jordan Phillips did not participate. I think the Jets cover, Bills win. I think this Jets defense is very good. 7 points is a lot, even with the Bills having Josh Allen. I think the Jets could find a little bit of success against this Bills defense. You just saw the Broncos do that on Monday Night Football. But yeah, I think the Jets defense is just too good for a 7-point spread, especially against a Bills offense that is playing well, even though they fired their offensive coordinator. I could see the Jets covering, but I still think the Bills come out on top. I think Josh Allen kind of comes back and bounces back in full rhythm this week. One of the weirdest spreads to me in the whole week, we've got the Seattle Seahawks at the Rams. The Seahawks are 1-point favorites. For the Rams, I think Stafford's going to go. Puka was limited, but he's just a little banged up. So this is a weird one for me. I would have thought the Seahawks would be bigger favorites. So I'm going to take the Seahawks to win a cover. I think it's basically a pick 'em at 1. I'm not kind of sure what they see in this. This could be a close game. It's a divisional matchup, especially late in the season. These games do get close. Over-under for this one is 46.5, so still kind of a high-scoring game. I don't know. I like the Seahawks still having the edge here. I might be rating it a little too weirdly just off recent weeks. I know they just had a close one with the Commanders, but I would have pictured this to be more of like a 3-point spread, 3 to 4. And if we get to 4, maybe I'm taking the Rams, but at 1, give me the Seahawks to win a cover. One of the games that you think would have been horrible, but it's actually a really exciting matchup right now, Sunday Night Football. we've got the Vikings at the Broncos. The Broncos are 2.5-point favorites. Two of the hottest teams in football. You've got Josh Dobbs balling out for the Vikings, and Russell Wilson's pulled off a huge upset on Monday Night Football against the Bills. This is kind of going to be a fun game. Justin Jefferson is still in his practice window, so they don't know if he'll come back. Hockenson was limited. Alexander Madison was still in precaution protocol, but a limited participant. Marvin Mims was limited. That's pretty much the only big one for them. This one's tough, man. I don't know how... 2.5 is just such a weird line. I think I'm leaning the Vikings. Josh Dobbs is balling out. I think the more he gets into that offense, a little bit better. I mean, I don't think Jefferson's going to come back, but he was absolutely torching the middle of the field with Hockenson. I'd say if you're going to pick a weak point in the Broncos defense, probably linebacker. Just because Surtain's good. I mean, they still got Simmons in the back end, but I mean, that middle of the field could probably be exposed. I mean, Simmons might come down and play on Hockenson, but I don't know. It seems like a mismatch. Vikings defense has been playing well, but I guess you have that veteran advantage where you have Russ, who's played a lot of defenses, so not sure how effective that'll be against him with their blitz-heavy kind of scheme, but I don't know. Give me the Vikings to win a cover. I kind of like this one. I could see the Broncos winning just because Russ is veteran, seen a lot, but I don't know. Give me the hot hand, Josh Dobbs. And then the last game of the week, we've got the Eagles at the Chiefs. No injury report right now since it's Monday Night Football. 2.5-point favorites are the Chiefs. Such a fun game. Gonna be super cool to see. But where do I lean? Eagles. I mean, both teams are hot right now. I mean, I'm trying to see real quick. Eagles are on a 3-game win streak with the Dolphins, Commanders, Cowboys. Chiefs are on a 1-game win streak with that win over the Dolphins in Germany last week, but they lost week 4 to the Broncos, who are kind of hot right now. This one's kind of wild to me. 45.5 points. They don't think it's going to be one of the highest scoring games of the week, but do the Eagles extend their win streak to 4 games, or do the Chiefs kind of right the ship? My heart says the Chiefs. I just think Patrick Mahomes might be a little too much here. Looks like Goddard is doubtful. I think he like broke his arm or wrist or something. But I don't see anything else for the Chiefs, really. Yeah, give me the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense is playing really good. Jalen Hurts hasn't had like that MVP caliber game we saw a lot last year, so give me the Chiefs to win a cover. That is the picks for week 11. Let me know what you guys like. Let me know what you are taking, because we're gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna bet actually on every spread I picked this week. So this will be the first week I've ever done that, so I'm actually not gonna hit a bet. So maybe don't tail these. I'm just kidding. Tail them. We're gonna win. We are going to rob the books, and I will see you guys next time. Until next time, peace out and stay safe.